It's in a moment. It's in one moment. You make a decision to do something that you don't normally do. Hey y'all, so today I want to talk about pattern disruption. This is a term that I woke up with the other morning. It was just kind of sitting inside of me when I was looking at staying in bed or getting up. I had developed the pattern of sleeping in and having a hard time overall with getting up. This has so much to do with my relationship with sleep and sleeping throughout my life. And it very much determines and influences how I feel about sleeping or not sleeping or sleeping in or getting up early and stuff like that. So I had this point come up of I want to get up. Actually, I woke up. I woke up naturally at it was like 5 a.m. I never get up that early. I usually aim for 6, which I don't ever usually get to anyway. But I woke up at 5 and I was like awake. And that point of awareness was with me of like, okay, you can get up now. Like get up, start your day, do the things you need to do. You know, I have a toddler. These are prime hours in the morning and in the evenings when I really have an opportunity to do what I need to do. And it's just that point of like maximizing the time you have available because we all have a limited amount of time, you know. I was awake. It was 5 a.m. I was like, get up. And I like kind of fought with myself a little bit, but I was going to get up because that point was within me of disrupting patterns as the catalyst for creating change in your life. You know, if you're doing the same thing you always do day in and day out, you're in a routine, you're in a comfort zone, you're kind of just doing your thing that you always do, your life is created according to those habits and patterns. But if you change those habits and patterns, if you disrupt those patterns, your life changes. You change. That's the power that we have to simply like make a small adjustment and you can create a big, change in your life. And so, that point was within me of disrupting patterns. And so I laid there and I was like, okay, I'm going to get up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself an hour. And it was like pattern disruption. That point just came through me so loud. And I was like, I shot open and I got up because that's the thing. You can't do the same thing over and over and expect different results, right? That's the definition of insanity. So you have to do things differently. But we've come to believe that changing is so hard, which it can be, yes, but it can also be easy. I really think it has everything to do with how you approach it. And if you have a strong enough why and reason for what you're doing and why you want to change, it can be very easy, and it doesn't take a big transformation in your life where everything is changed in one day. You do everything differently. It's like start small. Get up 15 minutes earlier than you usually do, an hour earlier than you usually do. Choose to do a recording that you think about doing but you haven't been doing, and you know what I mean? Like, it's changing these little things, like doing something you wouldn't normally do or stopping something you would normally do. These little pattern disruptions seriously open up a whole new opportunity for you to walk into a new reality that you've created through your actions and your decision and your will. And it's just like such a great opportunity for us. Like change and transformation and empowerment is not like a big scary process that we have to walk that is so lengthy and just like drawn out. It's in a moment. It's in one moment. You make a decision to do something that you don't normally do. So I just want to share that point because it's just been kind of coming through lately for me this week of just how easy and simple change can be. It's just disrupting patterns. I think of addiction. Addictions can be really challenging to break free from. But, with addictions, we form habits and routines with them. You know what I mean? It's like we have, a ritual with it. It's like you do certain actions to prepare to participate in a certain addiction, and then you go through the cycle. Changing those routines or rituals by, adding some other activity or going some other place, or I hope I'm being clear. I'm trying to give as many practical examples as I can, but it's just that point of like something like breaking an addiction can take a small little change or tweak over here that just disrupts the pattern as it normally plays out, and you're within that creating new pathways and new there's a whole like brain science to this. I would highly recommend Dr. Joe Dispenza because he's like to map the brain when it comes to, patterns of the brain and how our brain forms and is connected and how that is like programming our body. And who we are in our experience and how we create reality. And anyways, go check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. He does amazing work. But it's that point of like, you have to do something different to create something different. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. So how can you disrupt the pattern of your life? How can you disrupt certain routines that you know aren't beneficial for you or that aren't serving you? No one is going to save you, and no one's going to change you, and no one can do that. It's up to you, and it's just starting with these small things. Get up a little bit earlier. Stay up a little bit later. Where in your life can you disrupt a pattern that is no longer serving you, or even disrupt the pattern of bad behavior by inserting a new I want to say program, and I guess it's a program, but like a new pattern. Maybe you go for a walk in the evening after dinner. Maybe you call a friend, during the day. You don't usually do things, you know what I mean? Like, just pick something that you don't normally do, that you want to do, that you know would be beneficial for you, and just disrupt some patterns. Disrupt the normal way of being and see what happens, and see how you become a catalyst for the change you want. Okay, that's it. Thanks for walking with and listening. Bye.